Hello student. So let's start our discussion. In this tutorial we are going to discuss user defined function. So let's have a discussion. Let's take a new file and let's see that what is need of user defined function. Okay, so user defined function will help in modularity. So what is the meaning of modularity? Modularity means dividing the program into small portions according to functionality. Okay, so what is modularity? Dividing the program into small portion according to the functionality. Now how module can be helpful? First thing, code redundancy. Okay, so what is code redundancy? Yes, so it will help us to remove the duplicate code, right? Now what is another feature? Another feature is improve code readability. Okay, so what is code readability? So it will help us to easily read the code so we can understand it very easily. Yes, so we have discussed code readability. Now let us discuss that which is what is another feature of modularity. So code redundancy, then improve code readability, then you can say it will maintain it, it will make your code more clear. Okay, then what we should remember while we are implementing the function. Okay, so let me tell you, function or method should perform a specific task. Okay, so we should not write a function that will perform multiple tasks. Okay, so we can do that each function should perform a specific task. Now while you are writing the method or you are writing the function, okay, you have to make sure it is minimal. Okay, so try to avoid unnecessary steps. Now how this will this both feature function method should perform a specific task and it should be minimal. So whenever you want to modify any functionality or behavior of a method, okay, so what you have to do, you have to simply find the function and you have to correct the code. No need to alter the entire code. Okay, so by changing that particular code we can do it. So this is how function can be helpful. Now let's see that how we can implement the function. So to implement a function in Python we will use keyword def. Okay, def, the name of the function, f1, let's say function1, and then here we will write the statement whatever we want to write. Let's say here we will define a function which will print hello world. Hello world from function. Okay, and how to call it? So to call the function we have to write down the name of the function and then simply we have to use the round bracket, hello world from the function. Clear with this? Okay, now how we can pass argument to the function? Means let's say we want to pass 2 or 3 values or multiple values to function and then we want to manipulate it into the function, then how we can do it? So for that, now we will write f2 short form so it will be easy. Let's say we want to pass two string s1 and s2. Okay, and what we will do, we will return the combination of s1 and s2, means we will merge two string and then we will return. return s1 plus s2. Okay, f1 we will directly call f1, then we will pass hi and then hello. Clear with this? So this is how we can pass string argument. Similarly, we can also pass integer argument. Let's say def2, then I1, then I2, then I3, then I4. Let's say we will write a function that will perform the addition of all four integers whatever we have passed. So we will perform addition like I is equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4, and then we will return I. Okay, and then let's call that function f2. Let's say x is equals to f2, and then we will pass 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, and then we will print the value of x. Okay, so this is how we can pass integer value. Similarly, you can pass list, tuple, dictionary. Okay, whatever Python basic data type object you want to pass, you can pass as an argument to the function. And the way we are manipulating it in normal statement, using those same statement, we can manipulate those data type into the function. Okay, so function, in short, we can say function is a small program which will perform a specific task. Now, how any user will get idea that what this function is doing? Okay, so let's say we are defining a function f3. Okay, that will perform the multiplication of two number. Okay, so how we can specify that this function will perform this task? So I1 and I2, and then we will write doc string. Okay, doc string, document string. So how we can write doc string? So to write the doc string, we will use triple double quote. So 1 2 3. Okay, 3 time double quote. Then we will write this function perform multiplication of two numbers. Okay, what is the input? Input to this function will be two integers. Okay, and what will be output? Output will be multiplication of two numbers. Okay, then let's write down statement that will perform the multiplication. Okay, so either we can store it into a variable or we can directly return. So return I1 into I2. Okay, now let us call this function. How to call this? F3, then 4 comma 5. Okay, and how to access this information. Now this method you can use on any inbuilt function. Okay, all Python inbuilt function are implemented with some docstring which will provide some information to the user. So how to do it? Print f3 dot double underscore. Okay, f3 dot double underscore doc and then double underscore. So let's execute it. Here we will use the function, while here we will get the information of the function, that what task will be performed by this function. Okay, so 4 into 5 20, and here as you can see in doc, this function perform the multiplication of two number, input two integer, output multiplication of two number. So this is how you can specify the docstring. Docstring will help user to specify the information about specific function. It manipulates this docstring is used. They are using docstring to specify multiple line comment. Okay, but actually this is docstring. Now let us discuss what is default argument. Okay, let me define another function f4. So here let's say this function is passing this function is accepting 5 values. Okay, so I here also, for example, we will take I1, then I2, then I3. Now here we will specify some default value. Okay, so how to specify the default value? I1 equals to 10, I2 equals to 20, I3 equals to 30. Okay, and this function will perform the addition of I1, I2 and I3. Okay, our concern is not what we are implementing, but our concern is to explore the functionality of user defined function in Python. Okay, so you can take any example, or you can use this method with any data type. Okay, why we are taking integer? Because it is easy to understand. So answer equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3, and then return answer. Okay, then let's call it f4 . Now this is interesting. Here 10 instead of 10, let's say 5. Here 5, 3. Here 5, 3, 4. And let's try to observe the output, what we are getting in output. Here for first function call, okay, we are getting 60 as output. So what is meaning of this? Here you can see, here we have not specified any argument. So default value will be considered when this function will be called. Function will be called means whenever this statement will be executed, whatever value we have specified in functional declaration, those value will be used. Okay, so if user is not passing any value, as we have done in line number 4, okay, then it will take the value of I1 as a 10, I2 as a 20, and I3 as a 30. Next, how it will be called for this line number 5, print f4, and in bracket we will pass only one value. So in that case it will replace only first value. Okay, we have passed one argument, so it will replace the first default argument with the user provided argument. Okay, so this 10 will be replaced with 5, this 20, okay, this 20 and 30 means I2 and I3, it is not specified by user, so we will take default value from the function declaration. Okay, so if we will call f4 of 5, then I1 is equals to 5, I2 is equals to 20, and I3 is equals to 30, so we will get 55. Similarly, in next statement you can see f4 5, 3. So here we will pass two arguments, so 5 will be stored into I1 and 3 will be stored into I2, while value of I3 will be 30 as it is. So 30 plus 5 plus 3, so 38. Last one is 5, 3, 4, so it will replace all the default value of I1, I2 and I3. So I1 will be 5, I2 will be 3, and I3 will be 4. Okay, so 5 plus 3, 8 plus 4, 12. Okay, so this is how default argument works. Now let's say we want to find an average of a number. Okay, so we will specify